physicality, teamwork. It's like, no, I've played quite a few sports, but it's like nothing else. Sort of a huge amount of power combined with grace and control as well. I mean, polo ponies are incredibly well schooled. So when you're flying around the pitch at 30 miles an hour, they call it chess at 30 miles an hour. And once you start playing, you kind of see why the horses are essential. I mean, they're the most interesting part for me. Some people play it because they like, they like the rush of it, and that's certainly part of it. But to me, the horses are the most important thing. And from my personal point of view, of making the horses, buying them off the racetrack and turning them into polo ponies is incredibly rewarding.
So my name is Dr. Amber Clappenbrock. I run a large embryo transfer centre here in the country, in the UK. We specialise in embryo transfer here at my centre, but we also do quite a lot of artificial insemination, semen collection, and all the other services for horse breeders around the country.
Breeding ponies is a bit of an arms race. Racing hasn't been affected by it at all because artificial insemination and in vitro fertilisation is completely banned in racing. But in polo, there are no regulations. So yeah, ethically it's questionable. Some people think polo's got a relatively bad image compared to other sports. I think that completely depends on the individual circumstance. At the high goal, on every level, polo ponies can be incredibly well cared for, and they can also be poorly kept. But certainly, when they're putting that much of money into cloning a horse, you're going to make sure it's looked after very, very well, and they certainly are.
So embryo transfer is the process where we inseminate a very genetically valuable donor mare. She's pregnant for 8 days, and then we flush out the embryo and put it into a surrogate mare. So basically the advantages of this are that the genetic donor mare can go on and have her own career. She can go and compete and do whatever it is that she normally does. That's one advantage. Another advantage is that she can have more than one foal a year. So the gestation period in horses is 11 months. So naturally they can only carry one foal a year. Whereas if we take the embryo and put it into a surrogate mare, that original genetic donor mare can have multiple embryos in multiple recipients, and they can all give birth. I think the benefits of cloning, I think that it does help retain the genetics of horses that are no longer able to breed. And I think that is where it's most useful as a tool. So this is one of the laboratories where we do all our semen processing. So once we've collected semen outside, we bring in the sample and we look at it under the microscope and check that it looks healthy, check all the motility and the other characteristics.
Yes and no. I think it's a cool idea. From a genetic standpoint, yes, you're cloning obviously a very good horse. You're not going to clone something that's not great, but you're never going to do any better than what you've got. The horses are essential. I mean, they're the most interesting part for me. So yeah, the bond between sort of your horses and yourself is something you can't really get in any other sport. It certainly gives you a rush like nothing else.